Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, o kung anong mang oras ninyo papanoorin ang review ito. We are now in Domain 2, 2022 Principals Test Review. Let's start. But before that, we have here the Principals Test Reviewer 2021 edition, ring-bound, and it could be accessed through the Shopee merchants. In Domain 2, we have 6 subtitles or subtopics. The managing school operations and resources. And as you have noticed, that there are a lot of resources in the school operations. And the most important resources is the human resources and as well as the financial management resources. So we have here records management, second, financial management, third, school facilities and equipment, fourth, management of staff, fifth, school safety for disaster preparedness, mitigation, and resiliency, and sixth, emerging opportunities and challenges. Okay, we have here practice test. Are you ready for the tests? This is just only a 25 item tests. I know there are a lot of tests, materials that could acquire online, but perhaps this is a very beneficial undertaking for you because this is in line or anchored in the new professional Philippine Professional Standards for School Heads, or the PPSSH. Okay, let's start. First question, we have, in this domain, school heads understand and implement laws, policies, guidelines, and issuances that relate to the management of human, financial, and material resources. They should provide support in establishing a culture of transparency and accountability in the continuous delivery of basic education services. First, managing school operations and resources. Second, leading strategically. Third, management of staff, and letter D, focusing on teaching and learning processes. Your time starts now. Okay, and the correct answer is letter A, managing school operations and resources. Question number 2, the following are the strands of the domain managing school operations and resources, except letter A, monitoring and evaluation processes and tools, B, records management, C, financial management, and D, school facilities and equipment. Your time starts now. Okay, time is up. The correct answer is school facilities and equipment, letter D. Let's move on to question number 3. The following are the career stages of the strand records management under the domain of school operations and resources, except there are career stages here enumerated. First, demonstrate skills in managing school data and information using technology, including ICT. 2. Management finances adhering to policies, guidelines, and issuances in allocation, procurement, disbursement, and liquidation aligned with the school plan. 3. Exhibit efficient and effective practices in the management of finances, consistently adhering to policies, guidelines, and issuances in allocation, procurement, disbursement, and liquidation aligned with the school plan. 4th, create and implement a checking mechanism to sustain efficient and effective management of finances while adhering consistently to policies, guidelines, and issuances in allocation, procurement, disbursement, and liquidation aligned with the school plan. We have four choices here. Letter A, 1, 2, and 3. Letter B, 2, 3, and 4. Letter C, 3 and 4. And letter D, none of the above. Your time starts now. And the correct answer is letter B, 2, 3, and 4. We have to take note the word except. So we have here 2, 3, and 4 are the career stages under financial management, not in the records management, because the question is under the strand of records management. So 2, 3, and 4 are not part of the strand in records management, but rather they are part of the financial management. 4. The following are the career stages of the strand financial management under the domain of school operations and resources, except Roman numeral number 1, demonstrate skills in managing school data and information using technology, including ICT. Roman numeral number 2, demonstrate knowledge and understanding of policies, guidelines, and issuances in managing finances such as allocation, procurement, disbursement, and liquidation aligned with the school plan. 3. Manage finances adhering to policies, guidelines, and issuances in allocation, procurement, disbursement, and liquidation aligned with the school plan. 4th, capacitate school personnel in managing school data and information using technology, including ICT, to ensure efficient and effective school operations. We have 4 choices. Letter A, 1 and 2. Letter B, 1 and 3. Letter C, 1 and 4. And letter D, none of the above. Your time starts now. Okay, the correct answer is letter C, 1 and 4. So we have to remember that 1 and 4, if you are going to look at the Philippine Professional Standards for school heads, these are the career stages under record management, not financial management. So only 2 and 3 are part of the financial management. So you have to take note of the word except. So we have 1 and 4 are those part of the career stages under record management. Number 5. The following are the career stages of the Strand School facilities and equipment under the domain of school operations and resources, except Roman numeral number 1, create and implement a checking mechanism to sustain efficient and effective management of finances while adhering consistently to policies, guidelines, and issuances in allocation, procurement, disbursement, and liquidation aligned with the school plan. 2. Exhibit efficient and effective practices in the management of finances, consistently adhering to policies, guidelines, and issuances in allocation, procurement, disbursement, and liquidation aligned with the school plan. 3rd, manage finances adhering to policies, guidelines, and issuances in allocation, procurement, disbursement, and liquidation aligned with the school plan. 4th, demonstrate knowledge and understanding of policies, guidelines, and issuances on acquisition, recording, utilization, repair, and maintenance, storage, and disposal in managing school facilities and equipment. We have 4 choices: letter A, 1 and 2, letter B, 1, 2, and 3, letter C, 1, 2, and 4, and letter D, none of the above. Your time starts now. And the correct answer is letter B, 1, 2, and 3. So based on the PPSSH, that 1, 2, and 3 are the career stages under the strand of financial management, not the strand of school facilities and equipment. Number 6. The following are the career stages of strand management of staff under the domain of school operations and resources. First, demonstrate knowledge and understanding of laws, policies, and guidelines, and issuances on managing school staff. Second, manage staffing such as teaching, load distribution, and grade level and subject area assignment in adherence to laws, policies, guidelines, and issuances based on the needs of the school. Third, engage school personnel in maintaining effective management of staff in adherence to laws, policies, guidelines, and issuances based on the needs of the school. Fourth, empower school personnel in sustaining effective management of staff in adherence to laws, policies, guidelines, and issuances based on the needs of the school. Letter A, 1 and 2, B, 1, 2, and 3, letter C, 1, 2, and 4, and D, all of the above. Your time starts now. And the correct answer is the letter D, all of the above. Number 7. The following are the career stages of the Strand School Safety for Disaster Preparedness, Mitigation, and Resiliency under the domain of school operations and resources. Roman numeral 1. Demonstrate knowledge and understanding of laws, policies, guidelines, and issuances on managing school safety for disaster preparedness, mitigation, and resiliency, and ensuring continuous delivery of instruction. 2. Manage school safety for disaster preparedness, mitigation, and resiliency to ensure continuous delivery of instruction. 3. Work with the wider school community in managing school safety for disaster and preparedness, mitigation, and resiliency to maintain continuous delivery of instruction. 4. Institutionalize the effective management of school safety for disaster preparedness, mitigation, and resiliency to sustain continuous delivery of instruction. Letter A, 1 and 2. Letter B, 1, 2, and 3. Letter C, 1, 2, and 4. And D, all of the above. Your time starts now. And the correct answer is letter D, all of the above. Number 8. The following are the career stages of strand emerging opportunities and challenges under the domain of school operations and resources. Roman numeral number 1, identify emerging opportunities and challenges. In addressing the needs of learners, school personnel, and other stakeholders. 2. Manage emerging opportunities and challenges to encourage equality, and equity in addressing the needs of learners, school personnel, and other stakeholders. 3. Capacitate school personnel in managing emerging opportunities and challenges to promote equality and equity in addressing the needs of learners, school personnel, and other stakeholders. 4th, empower school personnel in managing emerging opportunities and challenges to ensure quality and equity in addressing the needs of learners, school personnel, and other stakeholders. Letter A, 1 and 2. Letter B, 1, 2, and 3. Letter C, 1, 2, and 4. And letter D, all of the above. Your time starts now. And the correct answer is letter D, all of the above. Number 9. The maintenance and other operating expenses, are commonly known as MOE, of Camillo Elementary School is $500,000 annually, or that is 500,000. How much will be allocated to the Gender and Development Funds per month? Your time start. Letter A, 2,083.33. Letter B, 24,999.99. Letter C, 10,000. Letter D, it depends upon the budget. Your time starts now. And the correct answer is letter A, 2,083.33. So we have here the Gender and Development Funds. The allocation of Gender and Development is 5% of the annual MOE. So 5% of the 500,000 is 24,999.99 annually. However, the question is how much will be allocated monthly. So therefore, we have to divide 24,999.99 by 12 months. So the result would be 2,083.33. That is the budget of the Gender and Development monthly allocation coming from the MOE. Okay? Next, we have here number 10. Don Silvano National High School has 40,000 as their monthly MOE. How much will be allocated to disaster risk reduction management annually? Letter A, 480,000. Letter B, 2,000. Letter C, 24,000. Letter D, it depends upon the budget. Your time starts now. Okay, and the correct answer is the letter C, 24,000 pesos. The allocation of DRRM is 5% annually. Since Don Silvano National High School has 40,000 as their monthly MOE, we have to multiply it by 12 months, which is equal to 480,000 times 0.5 or 5%. The result would be 24,000 as the annual budget for DRRM. So that's 24,000 pesos. Next, number 11, Mariano Peralta National High School has 4 million as their annual MOE. How much will be allocated to disaster risk reduction management monthly? So take note of the word monthly. Letter A, 200,000. Letter B, 10,546. Letter C, 6,666.67. And letter D, it depends upon the budget. Though there are some calculations or computations in the examination, but you are allowed to bring calculator with you. Those calculator na normal lang, you can bring it with you because that is part of the what to bring during the examination. Now, the time starts now for your answer. Okay, time is up. The correct answer is letter C, 16,666.67. The question is how much will be allocated to DRRM monthly. To get the monthly allocation of the DRRM, you have to divide 4 million into 12 months, which results to 333,333.33 as your monthly MOE allocation. So to get the answer, multiply 333,333 pesos 0.33 to 5% using your calculator. Hence, the results would be 16,666.67. So that's letter C. Number 12. The maintenance and other operating expenses of Mariano Peralta Elementary School is 10,000 monthly. How much will be allocated to the Gender and Development Funds per year? You have to take note the word per year. So that's annual. Letter A, 500 pesos. Letter B, 6,000. Letter C, 120,000. And letter D, it depends upon the budget. Your time starts now. And the correct answer is the letter B, 6,000. The question focused on the annual allocation of the gender and development. That is 5% of the annual MOE. To get the annual allocation, you have to multiply 10,000 pesos to 12 months. So that is 120,000 multiply by 5% or 0.05 as an annual allocation of gender and development. So hence the annual allocation is 6,000 per year. So that is letter B. Number 13, the principle enshrined in support of gender and development. Letter A, equality, equity, and empowerment. Letter B, justice, equity, and economic. Letter C, equality, justice, and economic. Letter D, empowerment, justice, and equality. Your time starts now. Time is up. The correct answer is letter A, equality, equity, and empowerment. So we have here, we have to take note that under the gender and development principles, there are three: equality, equity, and empowerment. When we talk about equality, the rights and responsibilities and opportunities are the same for male and female without limitations set by these stereotypes. When we talk about equity, justice feeling as regards rights. And when we talk about empowerment, appropriation of decision-making power, autonomy, in view to have equity. So that is the three God principles. Number 14, the gender and development aimed at: first, Roman numeral, equal distribution of possibilities, resources, and benefits between various categories of population, targeted by a development intervention. 2, progressive change in social relationship between male and female in all domains, aiming more justice into community. Third, taking account of specific conditions of various beneficiaries, categories, and development interventions design and implementation for more efficacy. Letter A, 1 only. Letter B, 1 and 2. C, 2 and 3. And letter D, 1, 2, and 3. So your time starts now. And the correct answer is the letter D, 1, 2, and 3. We have to take note that there are three objectives of the gender and development. First, equal distribution of possibilities, resources, and benefits between various categories of population, targeted by a development intervention. Second, progressive change in social relationship between male and female in all domains, aiming more justice into community. Third, taking account of specific conditions of various beneficiaries, categories, and development intervention, design, and implementation for more efficacy. So these are the three objectives of the gender and development. 15. Distinctions between sex and gender are: first, in sex it categorized as male and female, while gender refers to masculinity and femininity. 2. Sex refers to biological aspects, while gender refers to the determination of social, historical, and cultural aspects. 3. Sex learned through socialization, while gender is fixed at birth. 4th, sex does not change across time and space, while gender varies over time and space. Letter A, 1 and 2, B, 1, 2, and 3, and letter C, 1, 2, and 4, and letter D, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Your time starts now. And the correct answer is letter C, 1, 2, and 4. And we have to take note that only 3 has an interchanging definitions as to sex and gender. Okay, number 16. You have to take note of the table 1 for number 16. 16. Juan Elementary School has 234 students from kinder to grade 5. There are 59 graduating students and 24 teachers, 3 school buildings with 5 classrooms each. Now the question is, how much would be the annual MOE allocation of the said school? Letter A, 234,000. Letter B, 254,000. C, 234,350. Letter D, 254,350. Your time starts now. And the correct answer is letter D, 254,350. We have to explain that one in our next slide, why we arrive on 254,350. Okay, using the Bone-Codin formula, this is the formula used in computation of schools MOE budget proposals. We have here schools MOE equals, there is a fixed amount of per school, then plus allowable amount times number of classrooms, and plus allowable amount times number of teachers, plus allowable amount times number of learners, plus allowable amount times number of graduating learners. We have to take note in the table, kung makikita natin sa table kanina, there are allocations or allowable amount per factors. So kung per schools for elementary, there is 40,000 pesos allocation, and plus there is 3,000 allocation for classrooms each, and since there are 15 classrooms, you have to multiply it by 15 kasi binibigyan ng 3,000 pesos per classroom, so times 15, plus 4,000 pesos per elementary teacher. But technically, there are 24 teachers, so 4,000 times 24. Plus, per learner, for elementary is 200 pesos. So we have 200 times 293, the number of learners from K1 to grade 5. And there is allowable amount for the number of graduating learners. So we have 250 pesos, mas mataas yung allocation ng graduating students or graduating learners, times 59 graduating learners. So technically we have 40,000 plus 45,000 plus 96,000 plus 58,000 plus 14,750. So that is 254,350 is the correct answer. That is the annual MOE of the said school. So note, the graduating students are still included in the number of learners. Hence, the graduating students is an additional computation for the MOE. Okay, for question number 17, Malita National High School has 234 teachers, 5 school utilities, 10 school guards, 14 school buildings with 6 classrooms each, 4,560 students, including the 461 graduating students. So how much would be the monthly allocation of the school? And we have to take note of the table 2, which is the basis for the computation of the secondary school. So iba yung computation ng elementary compared to the computation for the secondary in obtaining the school maintenance and other operating expenses, or the MOE. Okay, your time starts now. Okay, time is up. The correct answer is letter A, 366,270.83. Okay, using again the bond coding formula, this is what we call bond coding formula. And the fixed amount allocated each school is 80,000 pesos. So we have 80,000 pesos. And for the allocation, tingnan natin dito yung highlighter. And the allocation for each classroom is 6,000 pesos each classroom. So technically, we have 84 classroom. So 6,000 times 84 classroom, that is 504,000. Okay? And then 8,000 pesos per high school teacher. So that is, then since we have 234 teachers in Malita National High School, so 8,000 times 234, that is 1,872,000. And for this one, for number of learners, for each number of learners, we have 400 pesos. So mas mataas ngayon ang allowable amount for the number of learners. But we have to take note that there are also increase in this amount with the subsequent memorandum. So we have times 4,560, the number of students. So we have 1,824,000. And then the number of graduating learners, there are 461. And each of them will have 250 pesos. So that's roughly, that is 115,250. So technically, the result would be 4,395,250 pesos annually. But the question is, how much will be allocated monthly? We have to divide it by 12 using your calculator. The answer is 366,270.83. So again, the graduating students are still included in the number of learners. Hence, the graduating students is an additional computation for MOE. Number 18, Teacher Jello is a Master Teacher 1 of Emote National High School. What is or are the job most likely he will perform in the Department of Education? First, conduct training in the school for technical assistance regarding curriculum implementation. Second, observe classes and collaboration with the school head. Third, conduct meeting for the PTA for the support of the school. Fourth, check the attendance of teachers and sign their daily time record. Your time starts now. Okay, the correct answer is letter A, 1 and 2. The first two are the job most likely performed by the master teachers in school. The 3 and 4 are the jobs performed by the school heads. So that is the general rule. Wala namang sinabi dito na ang master teacher ay magiging school head or he is designated as the teacher in charge or the school in charge. These 3 and 4 are the job performed by the school head. So most likely 1 and 2 lang talaga si master teacher. 19. The following are responsibilities of the school principals as school head. First, leads in the crafting of SIP, EIP. Kung titingnan natin kung ano ibig sabihin ng SIP, School Improvement Plan, AIP is an Annual Improvement Plan. Yung School Improvement Plan, this is 3 years. However, in Annual Implementation Plan, from the word annual, this is per year. That lay down a realistic set of programs and activities based on the exhaustive study of both the external and internal environments in which identify the resource requirements. 2. Ensures funds are budgeted, made available and spent according to fiscal policy and in alignment with account purpose. 3. Decide on the budgeting of the school infrastructures, such as construction of classrooms and school buildings, to ensure the quality of the materials to be used by the contractors. 4th, underscores to his or her team that the budget provides orderly execution of the needs related to the account and serves as one of the control mechanisms to compare planned receipts and disbursement with actual fiscal activities and therefore must be complied with. Letter A, 1, 2, and 3. B, 1, 2, and 4. Letter C, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And letter D, 1 and 3. Your time starts now. And the correct answer is the letter B, 1, 2, and 4. These are the responsibilities of school head except for 3, to decide on the budgeting for the school infrastructures, such as construction of classrooms and school buildings, to ensure the quality of the materials to be used by the contractors is not anymore the work of the Department of Education, because the constructions of infrastructures and buildings is under the jurisdiction of the Department of Public Works and Highways. Again, we are not allowed to construct any infrastructure coming from the maintenance and other operating expenses because that is not allowed in the procurement processes. So that is the rule of the Department of Education. And if you really want to build a infrastructure such as canteen, you have to outsource fund. You cannot get funding coming from the maintenance and other operating expenses. Okay, let's move on to number 20. The head of the Blids and Awards Committee should be a member of the Parent-Teachers Association or PTAI. Letter A. Yes, to ensure fairness in the procurement process. Letter B. No, because they are not qualified due to lack of education. Letter C. Yes, the organization should serve as the impartial member of the BAC. Letter D. No, the head of the BAC should be a qualified individual from among the rank of teachers. Your time starts now. Okay, the correct answer is letter D. No, the head of the BAC should be a qualified individual from among the rank of teachers. It was stipulated in the department order or the DepEd order that the head of the BAC should be a qualified individual from among the rank of teachers. And later on, I will have this discussion on the procurement and bidding processes of the Department of Education in my next succeeding videos. 21. The head of the procuring entity shall create a technical working group from a pool, technical, financial, and/or legal expert to assist in the procurement process, particularly in the eligibility screening and in the blank. So letter A, evaluation of bids and pre-qualification. Letter B, evaluation of bids and post-qualification. Letter C, resolving motions for reconsideration. And letter D, resolving motions and awarding of contract. Your time starts now. And the correct answer is letter B, evaluation of bids and post-qualification. 22. The authorized person to receive donations, gifts, bequests, and grants in accordance with existing laws and policies of the Department of Education for the purpose of upgrading teachers' competencies. Letter A, school principal. B, school PTA president. C, school PTA treasurer. And letter D, school BAC chairman. Your time starts now. Okay, the correct answer is letter A, school principal. 23. Who is the head of procuring entity in the school? A, school principal. B, school PTA president. C, school PTA treasurer. And letter D, school BAC chairman. Your time starts now. Correct answer is letter A, school principal. So they are the head of the procuring entity and the school. Next, we have number 24. The annual maintenance and other operating expenses shall give priority to A. Construction, repair, and maintenance of school buildings and other facilities of public elementary and secondary schools. B. School building, establishment of extension classes and sports activities. C. Sport activities of the division, district, municipality, and barangay levels. D. Organization of non-formal education classes in far-flung barangay. Your time starts now. The correct answer is the letter A, construction, repair, and maintenance of school buildings and other facilities of public elementary and secondary schools. Next, we have what is the percentage allocation from the maintenance and other operating expenses for the disaster risk reduction management? Letter A, 1%, letter B, 5%, letter C, 10%, and letter D, 15%. Your time starts now. The correct answer is letter B, 5%. So that is the percentage allocation of the DRRM coming from the maintenance and other operating expenses. So that is the end of the test. I hope that you will get this one. You'll get the passing score of these tests. But before that, we have an advertisement of the Principal's Test Reviewer 2021 edition. You can search it through the Shopee. That's only 550. And to pass this test, you have to have 19 correct responses. However, kung hindi nyo nakuha ang 19, you have to read more about the PPSSH. But you have to move forward and to read every reading materials you have at hand, whether it is online or whether it is a hard copy. Okay? And to study more, for more updates for the Principal's Test, please like and subscribe this YouTube channel, Sir Kong TV.